Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Ba-Shemayim, Nafananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalakanawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Thabaya Aina, Banasayawan, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafapara, La'aiwalamyam, Aman. And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. The prayer for the power of the Hakak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ukashah, Nafananawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Malawa, Hakak, Lataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakoyim, Hamafyam, Hakak, Almakar Waf, Hatama Allah, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi, thank you, so be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahawashi, Wa Mayaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Mata Zabiya'a, Ala Wap YAHANNA, Ha Ala Wapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayayam, Wa Akwafyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, the water Aman. And in the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahawashi, and Michael, and the angels, commanded General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha Ayanya, Al Hahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazar, Al Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makarai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wa'aika, Ma'aika, Wa'iwalam, Aman. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahanna, Al Wabiyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imakar, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wa Yataya Wa Aitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanyakakidam, Magaya, Wala Ayazaka, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yakar, Bayaf, Yakawafwa, Alahaya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alayam, Mawa Abba, Wahagayam, Gabar, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palishaf, Imishabya, Tazawa, Gum Ashawa, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labaya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatumwa, Nada Yabmawa, Ka'ira, Makazabah, Makatazal Manai, Kauna Sayakumwa, Asha, Amawa, Nayarisha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahaya, Shayatumwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rakha, Ka'ash, Taba'aya Yara, Wakalaba, Talahat, Hayam, Khan, Tavadatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasaba Pafka, Tabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba Awa, Aya Ay, Wayahapawa, Waya Abadwa, Waya the Iwa, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Alkaha Arataza, Aman. And in the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabor and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. I shall also rejoin with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zayeb, yea, all their princes as Zabar and as Zalmunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burns the wood, and as a flame setteth the mountain on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. And the curses, blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evil and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pasiko Matazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, national space programs, army, navy, air force, marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. So we're going to read from the Hebrew, then from the English, how we do every Sabbath. Start from Deuteronomy 11 and 1. Bear me a second. Deuteronomy 11 and 1. So we read 7 verses in the Hebrew, 7 in the English. YAHANNA Ata Yahweh Alahayaka Wa Shema Chtha Mashama Rathawa Waka Kwathayawa Wamash Patawa Wamatza Wathaya Bala Hayamayam Waya Da'itham Hayawam Kaya La'a Ata Bana Yakam Asha La'a Yada'ai wa Asha La'a Ra'awa Ata Mawasa Yahweh Alahayakam Ata Gadawa Ata Yadawa Haka Zakwa Waza Ra'aiwa Hanata Wayaha Wa'af Athathawaya Wa'af Ma'ai Shayawa Asha Aisha Bathawak Matazarium Lapa Ra'aya Malak Matazarium Wala Ka Aratazawa Wa Asha Aisha Laka Yala Matazarium Lasa Wasa Yawa Wala Rabakal Sakya Wala Rabawa Asha Hataza Yapa Atha Maya Yam Sawap Al Panyaham Bara Dapam Aka Riyakam Waya Abadam Yahweh Aid Hayawam Hawa'a Wa Asha Aisha Lakam Bamadaba Aid Ba'akam Aid Hama Kwam Haza Wa Asha Aisha Lada Tan Wala Abariam Banya Alaya Abba Ban Ra'awaban Asha Patza Thaya Wa Arataza Ata Paya Watha Ba'aim Wa'af Bathayaham Wa'af Aha Laham Wa'af Baya Hayakwam, Ashar, Baragalayaham, Bakorab, Kal, Yasha Allah, Kaya, Ayana Yakam, Wa Ra'af, Af, Kaya, Ma'aisha, Yahweh, Hagadal, Ashar, Aisha. In English, Deuteronomy 11:1, and it reads, "Therefore thou shalt love the Lord thy God, and keep his charge and statutes and judgments and his commandments always." So this is Moses speaking to the Israelites, which blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and he's saying, therefore we got to keep the Lord's charge, man. A charge is something that you're ordered to do. I'll give you a charge, a strict commandment, something that you're ordered to do. It's the opposite from a suggestion. You know what I mean? A suggestion is something that you can do if you want. A charge is something that you must do. The law gave us strict charges. What's them strict charges, man? You know what I mean? No tattoos, no, sexual deviancy, no black on black crime. And we're in this position that we're in England because we brought them same charges. The Lord gave us them charges. And we keep, to show that we love the Lord, we keep them charges. It's saying it right here. It's saying, therefore thou shalt love thy God and keep his charges, letting you know how you love him. Like if your parents say, if you come on, therefore love me and clean your room, they're letting you know that cleaning your room is how you love me. The Lord's letting you know how you love him. And you love him by keeping his charge, not by banging a tambourine and going to church on Sunday, not by praise and worship, as they call it, and singing at the top of your lungs, just by simply keeping his commandments. You love God, don't be a sexual deviant no more, man. You love God, stop having sex with other men's wives, man. You love God, stop smoking weed. Simple as that. There's nothing else to it. Christians try to prove how much they love God, and they try to sing the loudest and fast the most, and go to Sunday school, Saturday school, Friday school, Bible studies. When all you gotta do is just not eat pork, man. It's as simple as that. I know ye this day, for I speak not with your children which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm. And the Lord said, I'm speaking to you. The Lord said, I'm not speaking to the generation after. I'm speaking to the brothers at this time. Like with the generation after that's read about the Lord, read about how great and dreadful he is. You know what I mean? Read about how the Lord's nothing to be played with. But these brothers right here saw the Lord themselves. So what did he see himself? But they saw the power he was working with. They saw the Lord, swallow people up in the earth and kill people, man. They saw the Lord part the Red Sea. So the Lord said, I'm not speaking to a generation that don't know me. I'm speaking to people that know me. You know I'm nothing to be played with, man. Make sure you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Make sure you keep this charge. Make sure you love me because you know what I'm capable of. That's what the Lord's basically saying here. And his miracles and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, unto all his land. Again, the Lord saying, you saw what Moses saying, you saw what the Lord did in front of Pharaoh. Pharaoh will be what the prime minister today, man. Pharaoh will be what Rishi Sunak today, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, all your past presidents, man. That will be Pharaoh. A man that was in charge, man. A man that you couldn't talk to unless you had an appointment. A man that snaps his fingers, man, and things happen. A man that makes all the laws, man. And a regular man that couldn't even speak properly because he had the Lord with him. He got us loose from that man's hand. That man with all that power, because he had God with him, he got us loose from his hand, from his authority, from his grip, man. We show you how mighty the Lord is. And the Lord did miracles in front of Pharaoh, right in front of him, man. Pharaoh was a man that had the strongest army on the face of the earth, man. Strongest army, had a powerful army, you know what I mean? A powerful leader. Other countries feared him, man. Had all the resources and finances. That's like today. Today you got America with all the tanks and nuclear warfare. Everyone's scared of him, man. All the oil, all the money that you could think of. And we were the shepherds, man. And because of our God, we got loose from that rich, famous, strong country. The Lord did miracles to that. The Lord's doing miracles today in England, which is also a strong country, man. If you ain't heard about the COVID-19, man, if you ain't heard about gas prices going through the roof, man, if you ain't heard about the cost of living, man, the Lord's making miracles happen in England right now to make England suffer. And the Lord did miracles in front of Egypt back then to make them suffer, man. The Lord turned the rivers to blood. You know what I mean? That was the equivalent to cost of living back then, man. Everyone knows for you to have a society, you need water, man. Every major city has a river nearby, man. You know what I mean? If you're from the city of Birmingham, you got the River Severn, man. You're from Nottingham, man, you got the River Trent, man. You know what I mean? You're from whatever city you come from, you need a river. Why? Because life needs water, man. Everyone needs water. Everyone needs water, man. And back then you had the River Nile, man. The River Nile kept Egypt flowing. Everyone got to drink water, man. Not only do you have to drink water, your crops need water also. Not only do your crops need water also, if you get that wheat and barley and bread and corn, them plants need water, man. Not only do your plants need water, but guess what? The ox that you need to farm with, man, to pull the plow, he needs water also. You want lamb chops, them lamb need water also, man. And all the Lord did was took away the water, and guess what? All them things crippled, man. There's no more ox that could plow the land no more. No more lamb chops, man. You couldn't drink water no more. No more bread, wheat, barley. No more, man. Why? Because the Lord turned the water to blood. The Lord crippled them like how the Lord crippled them today, man. The Lord made gas prices go through the roof. That's all they had to do. Just made gas prices go through the roof, and now everyone suffers, man. Because gas prices are through the roof now, then guess what? Now food is through the roof as well. Because it costs them more petrol to drive your food to the supermarkets, man. So now they're charging the supermarkets more. Why? Because they're paid more in gas, man, and petrol. And the supermarket's charging you more because they're gonna make back what they lost of paying the drivers more, man. And that's why the Lord cripples the economies of countries that hate us, man. Black man, don't pick up no gun, don't pick up no knife, man. The Lord said vengeance is mine. And the Lord knows how to commit vengeance better than we do. Way better than we do. He did it back in Egypt, he'll do it again, man. The Lord crippled them by turning their rivers into blood, crippled them by making their crops rot, man. And when they wouldn't listen, the Lord did the final judgment, man, and just killed their firstborn son. And the Lord's gonna do the same thing today in these modern times, man. The Lord's gonna get tired of punishing them. He's gonna outright let them go to war, man. Nuclear thermal war, man. Like thermonuclear war, man. Calm. Verse 3. And his miracles and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, unto all his land. And the Lord did it to all of Egypt, man. To all his land. Why? To show them who the real God is, man. To show them who the real God is. And God's doing that today. Black man, listen, if you're a black man that don't believe in this Bible, I feel sorry for you, man. Outside this Bible, there ain't no hope. There ain't no hope, man. If you're a black man and you want to be free, but you don't believe in the Bible, I don't know how you sleep at night, man. Maybe you're hoping that one day the oppressor will be less oppressive. I don't know what you're hoping for, but you better believe in this Bible, man. You better believe that God's gonna fight for us because we can't fight for ourselves. We're too weak, man. We're too weak to even fight weed, man. We're too weak to even fight our loss, man. Let alone fight our oppressors. We can't even squash petty beasts, man. How are we gonna come together and beat our oppressors, man? But I mean, you better serve this God here that said what he fought all of Egypt for us. And if we turn back to him, he'll fight America for us. He'll fight the UK for us, Jamaica for us, Italy, Spain, France, every country that we're in, he'll fight them for us also, man. Verse 4. And what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses and their chariots, and he made the water of the Red Sea overflow them as they pursued after you. And that's what the Lord did for us, man. The Egyptians were following us, chasing after us. And we were scared, and we thought, what can we do, man? The Egyptians are after us, we're going to die, man. And the Lord has swallowed them up, man, drowned them up, man. The Egyptians came with their SWAT teams, man. Their police vans and, the finest of armies, man. Their SIA, Special Forces, the King's Guard. They came to us with their chariots, man. The King's chariots. That today is like a tank, man. Today will be the Royal Air Force, the RAF. And guess what? The Lord has killed them with water, man. It's as simple as that, man. You think if you see all these tanks and air forces and missiles coming towards you, straight away you're gonna feel, oh damn, well, I need tanks too. And I don't have none. It's a wrap. They got all these air forces and I ain't on airplane. Oh my God, I'm dead. They got all these bulletproof vests and armor and tanks and all these special units, and I ain't got no special units. Oh, we did. And the Lord's killed them with water, man. You would think that you would need an army also. You would think that you need special forces also. And the Lord has washed them away. Why? For us, man. For us. If the Lord could do that for us, black man, then why are we worried about the bills, man? Why are we worried because we're behind on a couple of bills, man? Why are we worried because we live in a bad neighborhood, man? When the Lord wiped out an army for us, the Lord could wipe out an army for us. You think the Lord won't look after us because we got a few bills? You think the Lord won't look after us? Why? Because we got a few child issues and baby mother issues and stuff like that. When the Lord come against a whole army for us, man, surely bills ain't nothing, man. Surely bills ain't nothing. If you're in the I.S.U.P.K, man, you're solidified, brother in the U.P.K. All you got to do is call your camp leader, man. And the Lord will sort that out in a minute. The Lord, black man, we read in the scriptures in history where the Lord saved our life, man. Physically saved our life. So a couple of bills, come on, man. The Lord got that, man. Being homeless, come on, man. Ain't no one gonna see you homeless. The Lord make sure that you got brothers that will look after you, man. And how the Lord have destroyed them unto this day. And the Lord said how he destroyed them unto this day, man. Unto this day, we don't know where the Egyptians are, man. Right now in Egypt, some Arabs living in there. The original Egyptians are destroyed, man. If you see a real Egyptian that had us in Egypt, you have a heart attack. You'd be like, no, this can't be him. This is the same man that forced us to build the pyramids. He's in the south parts of Africa somewhere, man, with a plate in his lip, with a bone in his nose, man, just grunting, naked. You see him, man. Look at them doing crazy sub tribes in Africa, man, drinking blood and stuff, man, and eating bush meat. That's them. Why could the Lord destroy them to this day? Because of what they've done to us. The Lord made sure that they would never rise again and rebuild, man. And to this day, they are nobodies, man. There are no people, man. To this day, there are people drinking blood. Once upon a time, there was an established nation, rich and forces, and they even saved the whole earth. They even saved the whole earth from being wiped out by a drought one time, man. They was famous, had chariots and diamonds and special forces. We're reading about them. Man. When you go to Egypt today on a holiday resort or whatever, man, you see the pyramids and you see, the Sphinx and stuff like that. Basically, what you're seeing is Times Square, man, 2,000 years ago. What you see in central London 2,000 years ago. What you see is Paris, over 4,000 years ago. That's what you're seeing back then. That's how rich it was, man. Skyscrapers before skyscraper was even possible. If you walked into Egypt back then, you'd be like, wow, this is a great city. I might live down here. I might move down here. You see the man's face on a building. That was unheard of, man. It might be easy. It might be, before there was such things as cranes, before there was such things as bulldozers, back then it was a rich, powerful city, man. A big pyramid is in the sky. A man's face on a building that you could walk in. You know what I mean? The history is carved in the walls. You're like, wow, it's a great city, man. You know what I mean? Purple, perfect architectural, resources, riches, a strong army. You know what I mean? Nations getting beat by nations will go to Egypt, man. When you read about Joseph, whose brother sold him into slavery, they sold him to some Israelites who was going to Egypt, man. What would they go into Egypt for? To go make money, to go and trade, man. Just like if you take an airplane now, you see many. If you take an airplane to America, you see many nations going to America. Why? To make money, man. To go and see its landmarks and its greatness. Every flight's coming in from China, Japan, whatever, to come and see this one country. You know what I mean? Many countries are coming in to see England. Many countries are coming in to see Tokyo. And that was Egypt back then. Many countries were going to see this great country, man. And the Lord wiped them out. To now, all Egypt is famous for is the pyramids, man. All it's famous for. The people that live there, no one knows who they are, man. They're in a mud hut somewhere. Egypt is a place where, you know, you can see the Giza, the Pyramid Giza, the Sphinx. It's just ruins, man. It's just old ruins. In England, there's castles, there's old ruined castles that people go to see every once in a while. And that's Egypt, man. It's old ruins. Why? Because the Lord utterly wiped them out, man. Wiped them out clean. And what he did unto you in the wilderness, until you came into this place. So after the Lord wiped out Egypt, he put us in the wilderness, man. Why? To prove us. Put us in the wilderness. That's how you prove somebody, man. When you get a man, when you put a man in the army, you put him in the most uncomfortable conditions, man, to see what he's made of. And the man that ain't cut out for it, he would drop out, man. He would leave. He want to leave, man. And the man that is cut out for it will come out the other side like gold, man. That man will go through the fire and come out the other side like gold. It's like gold. Gold, when you have gold, gold ain't shiny, man. Gold's full of like carbon and zinc, and it's black. And you put it through some, you know, extremities, man. You burn it, put it through the fire, and then when you're left with nice fine gold. And the same thing with men. Men, you get men and you put them in terrible conditions, man. And you train them, just like in the army. And then the ones that make it at the other side get ranked, man. The ones that make it at the other side get to become sergeant and constable and whatever the case may be. And the Lord did that with us. The Lord put us in the wilderness, let us wander around, man. We didn't have the comfort of living in a nice city, man, with gates and so forth. A wilderness is a place that's uninhabited, man. A place, not only is it uninhabited, it's a place that where you can't inhabit. There's no water around there. The Lord made us live in a place where you can't live. To see who will get uncomfortable and want to go back. To see who will murmur against him. To see who weren't cut out for this, man. And none of us was cut out for it. We all murmured against God. We cried against Moses and said, what? You brought us out here to die, man. We was in slavery picking cotton, and we said, you know what, we'd rather go back. It was better off being a slave than being free, man. At least, you know, the same thing you hear today, same things you hear black people say today, man, when we get uncomfortable. You hear black people say, well, you know, slavery was better, man, because, you know, at least you had a roof over your head. Slavery is better because at least you have to worry about getting a job. That's the things we say today. And we said the same things back then, man. So, you know, slavery was rough, but at least I knew at 6 o'clock I'll get food. Now I'm in the wilderness looking for food. Can't find no food. You know what I mean? I can't support my habits. You know what I mean? I gotta, you know, be independent and, you know, find the land. Back then I was cozy. Let me tell you something about being a slave, man. Being a slave is the most comfortable thing on the face of the earth, man. It's comfortable. You go to jails, man, and you ask the brothers in jails that's been in there for 10 years. Like, brothers that are doing like a 1-2 year stretch want to get out of jail, man. And brothers that are doing life for 30 odd years, they don't even want to get out of jail, man. They become what you call institutionalized. Where they see as if I come out of jail, listen, I don't want to be free. If I get out of jail, I gotta go find a job. I've been inside a long time, man. And they see as, you know what, it's better staying here. At least in here, I ain't got to go find a job. At least here, I got to go find food. I know for the rest of my life, I will always be fed. And that's how it is when you're institutionalized. And that was us in slavery. The Lord had to prove us in the wilderness, man, to make sure who was real and who wasn't real, man. And what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the sons of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and their substances that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. And you know, that's some history again. You know, Moses is just alliterating to us what happened in the wilderness, man. How some brothers rose up against Moses, saying, Moses, you know, you think that you're special, man. We can do what you do too. We can do the work of the Lord too without your authority, man. We can keep the Passover without you. We can keep the Day of Atonement without you. We can keep, you know, the Sabbath without you, man. And the Lord swallowed them up, man, to show them what in this truth, there ain't no you do you, I do me, man. In this truth is order, man, and authority. You know, and authority. Christ said what? That what I am the shepherd, man. No man can come to the Lord. No man can come to God, but without me. Paraphrasing, meaning you can't find God your own way, man. You can't say, you know what, I don't like you, and I'm gonna do my own thing, man. This ain't what you used to have in the world, man. This ain't, you and your brother had a record company and you and him fell out, so you went and did your own thing, man. This ain't you had your little rap group on the side and you and your brethren fell out, so you're doing your own thing, man. Nah, this is different, man. In this truth right here, there's one way to come in, man. If you and someone fall out, you better fix it, man. Or you ain't in this truth. This ain't, I do my truth over here, you do yours over here. Nah, man. There's one way. And these brothers that got their house swallowed up, man. And their substance is everything you own, man. Your family, your belongings. These brothers had to find out the hard way because these brothers didn't want to listen. And the Lord, the ground swallowed them up in what you would call quicksand, man. Swallowed them up because they didn't want to listen. They thought, I can do it too. I'm an Israelite too. I come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob too, which they did. But what they didn't understand is that the Lord was with Moses and Moses only, man. And that's how the Lord has always worked, man. The Lord always works with one man. You get a lot of people saying, oh, so the I.S.U.P.K is the only organization the Lord's dealing with. Well, yeah, man. You show me in the Bible where the Lord's dealt with loads of organizations, man. The Lord dealt with Moses, man, which is one man. And you had to be under Moses. You think there was a second Exodus that didn't include Moses? No. After Moses passed, man, there was a brother called Joshua, man. And after Joshua, man, there was the judges, man. And each judge ruled one at a time, man. You better read the book of Judges, man. Then there was a man called Judas Maccabee. Then in the New Testament, there was Yahushua, man. Then after Yahushua, there was Peter, man. The Most has always dealt in order. He don't deal in disarray, man. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Lord, which he did. That's the 7 verses in Hebrew and in English. And the Lord said basically how he destroyed the rebels, man, in the midst of Israel. Did it in the midst. In the midst means in the middle. Did it in the middle of us so everyone can see, man. Everyone can see who not to follow. Everyone can see what happened to rebels. Everyone can see that, I don't want to be no rebel. I saw what happened to them, man. I don't want to be a part of that. And that's how the Lord works, man. The Lord did it today. The Lord, you see fake Israelite groups, man, getting exposed and beaten up and, all types of stuff. And the Lord's doing it so you can look, man, and go, boy, that ain't the truth, man. The Lord, you see how the I.S.U.P.K win all of our battles, man. And the Lord's doing that, so what? You can say, that's who I need to be with. The Lord makes all the false prophets go first. That's in the scriptures too, man. He has all the false prophets go first, and he lets them grow and get strong and thrive. And then he lets his true prophets just break them down, man. The Lord let the Christian church go for thousands of years, man, and convert millions of people. And then the I.S.U.P.K came and crashed on all the doctrine, man. And now they're on the internet trying to fix it back. Now you got people like Vocab Malone trying to claim it back and trying to fix it back and trying to be the spokesman to claim it back. And it's too late, man. It's stumbling. Even Christians nowadays know that Jesus Christ is a black man. The Christian, even they know why, because of the impact that the I.S.U.P.K has had, man. Even Christians know, even people now will tell you about nature has no color lines, man. Somebody I know that they ain't even religious was telling me about Queen Sophia, man. A black queen of England. Why? Because the I.S.U.P.K pushed that, man, from 1969 up until today, man. Even regular brothers, man, that ain't even into religion will tell you about King James being a black man. Why? Because the Lord's prophets, man. And now people like Volker Malone trying to undo it, man. Trying to get the church back to how it was. And it's too late, man. You know what I mean? But with that, that's the class. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamkar, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nafananawa, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalachanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalachanawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Ainawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwaf, Waha Allah, Wahava Paraf, Wa'iwalamya. And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be. And the prayer for the power of the Hakak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashar, Nafananawa, Hakak, Lava Pa'ah, Makal, Kal Makala, Makal Manawa, Hakak, La Taha, Hamatazaraya, Hakak, La Hakoyam, Hamafiam, Hakak, Arakal Waf, Hatama Allah, Lagara Shun, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water of man. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, and so be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Allah Hayam, Mata Zabia Allah Wap YAHANNA, Ha Allah Wapian, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayayam, Wa Akwafiam, Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water of man. And in English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121. Asher Ayanya, Al-Hahaya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamaka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawama, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarach, Belayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makal Rai, Yashama, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashama, Taza'afka, Wabawa Ayaka, Ma'aita, Ma'ai Walam, Aman. And in the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83, Alahayam, Al Dabayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Wabiyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha Yawa Aitazawa, Al Tadapawanika, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanyakakidam, Magaya, Wala Ayazaka, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bayaf, Yakawafwa, Alahaya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alayam, Mawa Abba, Wahagayam, Gaba, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palishaf, Imishabya, Tazawa, Gum Ashawa, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labaya Lawa, Lawat, Salakia, Salah, Aishalaham, Kayadyan, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabyan, Banakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayandura, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nada Yabmawa, Ka'ira, Makazabak, Makatazalmanai, Kaunasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Nairashah, Lanowa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapaya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba'aya Yara, Wakalabah, Talahat, Hayam, Khan, Thabadatma, Basa Iraka, Babasawa Pafka, Stabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba Awa, Ida Id, Wayakapawa, Waya Abadwa, Wayada Iwa, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha Arataza, Aman. And in the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also will join with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zayeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burns for wood, as a flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Amen. So be it. And the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, army, navy, air force, marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahawashi, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Call it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Call it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Call them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahawashi, thank you always, and so be it.